Carl Barks Fan Club presents its European tour, honoring the artists, writers, editors, and publishers of Disney comic books in Europe who continue the Carl Barks style of comic art and storytelling. Awards of recognition, signed by Roy Disney, were presented to the many artists all over Europe who follow in the footsteps of the good duck artist, the legendary Carl Barks. Episode 4, Egmont Publishing in Copenhagen, Denmark. Copenhagen, home of Egmont Publishing. We arrive at Egmont and are greeted warmly by the editors and staff. In addition to many other magazines, Egmont has been publishing the Disney Ducks since 1949. Sasha Morasena, head of corporate communications at Egmont, recalls how she was influenced by Carl Barks when she was just a child.
And I think a lot of the cartoons have made a great impression on me when I was a child. I read a lot of them together with my brother, and we learned a lot about, history and foreign places and the pyramids and pharaohs and myths and all this from reading cartoons.
Me too.
Sasha shows us an original Barks drawing Carl drew for Egmont when he visited in 1994. Barks collector shares one of his own treasures, the preliminary drawing Carl drew before creating the final version, which hangs in a place of honor at Egmont.
So this is made in 55 copies.
Thank you for sharing, Alex. We met with Mr. Peter Schlett, managing director at Egmont. He discusses some of Carl's final Disney comic art.
Of Jeff and also Byron and Solveig to find the right original, as close to the original as possible. And if it's not existing anymore, which happens frequently, we go all the way to decoloring the printed material, reworking where necessary, even if we don't tamper with the line art, because you can't do that.
Ed Bergen, president of the Carl Barks Fan Club, presents the Goose Egg Nugget Award to Solveig for her many years editing the Disney Ducks. We took the opportunity to visit several comic shops in Copenhagen. Most exciting of all was our visit to the Fantasque comic shop. The store was well stocked with all sorts of comics, but especially Disney comics. The owner of Fantasque, Søren Petersen, talks about why Barks' art is so important.
Reading the Donald Duck magazine, and you could see the nephews really handled the situation very well. He was on your side.
We ended our visit to Fantasque by handing out official fan club t-shirts to the many Carl Barks fans who were present. A Goose Egg Nugget Award was presented to Mr. Peter Kyling, a longtime Barks scholar who maintains the world's largest Carl Barks website. Ed Bergen makes the presentation.
I think with your website, you are doing a wonderful job of contributing to this whole legacy.
We We visited Carl Barks at his studio in Grants Pass, Oregon in 1993. Carl talks about why people like the Uncle Scrooge character.
That bunch of money. I believe that that's the secret. He has money and it's there for you to look at and see and just imagine how much that would weigh and how much pleasure it must give him to dive around in it. I think I created something that is a little bit of something most people would like to do.
When asked about what he thinks of being called a cult hero, Carl responds,
Well, it's a very humbling experience, believe me. I don't feel that I haven't the personality to be a cult hero.
It was soon after this interview that the Disney Studios took Carl on a tour of European publishers who are licensed to publish the Disney comics. Carl was overwhelmed by fans who wanted to see the good artist.
I thank you very much for the nice things you say about my ducks and about me. Thank you, thank you. That draws the duck better than I do.
No, you can say that. No, you can say that. Thank you for your inspiration.
So much great inspiration for me since I was a little kid, only 3 years old. So it's really has been great to learn you.
Thank you for saying that I inspired you.
Oh, it is, Mr. Barks.
Yeah, that is great.
Carl relates how he came up with the famous ping pong story.
That I could use them in, and somehow I happened to think of the ducks being salvage people out raising rowboats and lifting anchors and things out of the sea bottom for a living. So I thought of Uncle Scrooge having a yacht that had sunk out in the harbor, and Donald got the contract to raise that yacht. Then I had to think, how can he raise it? So I got the idea about pushing a bunch of ping pong balls down inside of it and making it float. And it happened to be that nobody else had ever thought of that. Well, I can't imagine how that simple an idea had gone all those years without having been invented.
Carl visited Fantastic in 1994 and led a discussion regarding his work. Thank you for watching Episode 4 of the Carl Barks Fan Club European Tour. Watch for Episode 5, Sonoma Publishing in Helsinki, Finland.